what I needed, guys? Coffee. So we're getting up close and personal right now, by your request. It is Q&A time. Time for you to put out those questions, which you have done on the community post, and me to give you those answers. There's a lot of very, very deep questions, and I've had to filter through. Some of the questions are sort of repeats, so again, I've had to filter through. Thankfully, there are no bellends out there that have put on really bad questions, so all is good. So I reckon we get cracking and get some of these questions answered. Okay, so when you first started YouTube, how many subscribers did you have in the first week, and what did you plan on being in the future? Did you plan it to be successful? Okay, subscribers, gosh, well, in the first week, probably none legit anyway. It was just friends, family, it was like the dad, it was like, you know, brother, the wife, just sort of saying, can you subscribe please? I've got some sort of numbers. And it wasn't until later on it sort of grew, but yeah. First week, and did I plan it to be successful? No, I didn't actually, in all honesty. I just wanted to try it out. And there was a bit of a challenge as well. One of the wife's friends, Yvonne, she was like, no, you're not going to get to 1,000 subs. I'm like, right. And that just pushed me even further. And I thought, right, no, that is it now. I am actually going for it. 101% going for it. And it sort of worked. It did take time. It was like trying to get to that 100 subs was like really, really difficult. I'm like, oh my God, how do these YouTubers get to millions? It seems impossible. But it does sort of snowball. So to get to 1,000 subs takes the same sort of time to get from 0 to 100. I read a lot of articles on it, and it was like, don't give up, you know, it does snowball. And it was very true, actually. Next question, what do you work as? How much money have you made off YouTube? How many subs did you get in your first week? And how many views did you get in the first week as well? So, first question is, what do you work as? So, what do I work as? Web designer and developer, actually. I've been doing it for a long, long time, pretty much straight out of uni. In uni I did special effects for film and theatre. You know, the prosthetics and that sort of thing. And then I couldn't really get a job in that. So a friend of mine, he sort of introduced me to this web design company. And so, you know, why don't you take your artistic skills and apply them to this? So that's what I did. Didn't really have any knowledge initially, but then built it up, and yeah, all good ever since. Next one, how much money have you made off YouTube? That is a very, very, very bold question. Very boldy question. How much money have I made off YouTube? That's the number one question, isn't it? Actually, not that much. Minimum wage, not enough to give me a job at. That's for sure. Next one, how many times have you completed Subnautica now? Gosh, 6, 7, maybe. Do you have any other hobbies other than YouTube and gaming? I do actually, yeah, but probably not as many as I should do. I think with YouTube and having a job and life, kids and this, that and the rest, everything gets in the way of you doing what you want to do, and there's got to be some sort of sacrifices. I'm doing what I want to do, I'm doing YouTubing. So if you'd have asked me like 5 years ago, did I have any hobbies? I probably had a lot more. I do need to go to the gym though, that is for sure. I used to love going to the gym, and I just like go, so, you know, the gut has got to go. So yeah, so that's going to be becoming an hobby very soon, when all this coronavirus scenario is sort of washed away. Are you going to be doing location guides for Subnautica Below Zero when it gets fully released, like you did 2-3 years ago with the old Subnautica? Yes, I am 101%. I wanted to wait for Below Zero to get more finalised, you know, towards the actual release. Not necessarily finished, but towards that. I guess really a lot of the biomes are actually polished within it, and I could probably do guides now because I know there's a lot of things that aren't going to change, but then there are a lot of story changes as well. So the last one was a big one. It just literally wiped out any old save and completely started a new story. And it was like, what? So thankfully I didn't do any guides then, because it would have just gone completely skew-if. Next one, would you ever play Dying Light or anything similar? Yep, absolutely. I've actually played Dying Light when it first came out. I loved the game, and I don't know why I didn't carry it on. Obviously, I wasn't YouTubing at the time. But yeah, I loved it. I wouldn't actually mind doing Dying Light 2, but I don't know where it's going. I don't know if there's a Dying Light 2 coming out. I've heard rumours that yes, there is, and then that no, it's not going to happen. But anything similar, 101%. I love zombie games. When did you start getting into YouTube and gaming? God, YouTube, probably when I started a couple of years ago. Didn't really get into it much before that. Maybe I had a look at guides for a game every now and then. Barring that, not much at all. In terms of gaming, God, gaming pretty much all my life, from being literally, you know, as young as you can be to play a game. You know, I had literally the first Sony PlayStation, Resident Evil. That's how far back we're going. That's not like, you know, on my age. But yeah, love gaming. How much of your life has changed after doing 2 or 3 years of YouTube? Massively, actually. It's gone a little bit hectic. I'm not going to lie, it's gone really hectic because I'm trying to sort of juggle the job daytime and then do YouTubing at night time. Obviously, I can do it at the weekends, but you know, you've got to find that happy balance. There's got to be me time, and then there's got to be sort of gaming time, YouTubing time. So yeah, but it's like mega. It's like, yes, doing something that's actually feels amazing. You know, 30,000 subs, thanks to you guys, and yeah, my life has changed a lot, to be fair. Next one, I love all your videos, by the way. Are you going to do tutorials on Below Zero covered, or games like Ark? Ark, I absolutely love. I played it quite a lot, but some real sort of Ark players out there. There's a lot of guides out there for Ark already, and I just don't. Yeah, it's sort of saturated. I think if I just put guides out there, I just don't think. I think they'd be done covered, and I don't really want to do that. What I liked about doing the Subnautica guides is there wasn't really anything out there. But I think with Ark, yeah, there's loads out there at the moment. Maybe on different expansions, maybe I could do guides, but it's just the time, you know, play the game. It's like, it takes so long to do stuff in Ark. Next one, how many subs were you aiming for when you started your channel? Sort of covered before, but yeah, I was going to be really impressed if I got 1,000. That was the goal, to get 1,000 subs. I didn't care if it took me 5 years, I was getting 1,000 subs. It was happening. And I think really since then, I've sort of set my goals a little bit differently. Sort of looking at it now like, right, okay, I need to think a little bit bigger. So next benchmark now is, milestone is 100k. If I could hit it, I'd be like, wow, this is mazeballs. Next one, why is your name ChemicalApes? Very good question. It's been asked quite a few times. ChemicalApes, I'm going to make it really simple, guys, really clean. It was a name generator. That's all it was. I put in a category. I just said I wanted to include animals and something else, and it just brought up a list of different names, and boom, ChemicalApes. And it sort of stuck a little bit, I guess. I thought, it's quite catchy, and then I'd give it a theme with the gorilla, the apes, and everything else, and then, yeah, it's gone that way. Doesn't mean anything. Next one, are you my dad? Good question. Very good question, actually. Send me a picture of your mum and I'll let you know. What's your favourite video game? Favourite? Oof, that is a bold question and it needs a bold answer. God, I don't know if I've got a favourite. Favourites, maybe. Subnautica's way up there, like Dragon Age. God, I'm just like, you know what? In fact, give me 2 seconds. Let me look at the literal library of games in Steam. 7 Days to Die, love that. I've played a lot of games, actually. A lot of games. The list is endless. Company of Heroes, loved. Left 4 Dead. God, just so many. I can't even possibly tell you. Next one. What was the best time of your life? Best time of my life? Well, I'd love to say that it was like going to some sort of desert island, hunting sharks in the Bahamas, or something really massively exciting. But probably, let's dull this thing down. Let's bring it down. Probably getting my first job in web design. Literally, as I said before, graduated, didn't really have anywhere to go with special effects, really struggling to get a job. Got the job in web design, it was voluntary, and then I sort of literally started at zero, and I just went, I was just soaking in like a sponge, all this stuff, like this web design, web development technology, coding and everything else, and I was like, yes, love it. And I guess sort of going from knowing nothing to becoming very skilled in what I'm doing today, and then sort of applying it, and then just, getting a house and stuff like that. Just allowed me, it allowed me to have a career as opposed to a job. And I think that is really important. You've got to love your job. And that is one of the big things. Next one, which would you rather take on, 10 Reaper Leviathans, Subnautica, or 20 cannibals from the forest? 101%, 20 cannibals from the forest. I actually like getting an axe and it gives me pleasure. That is not sadistic in any way. It's just, I actually just do like battering them. How hard is it to make your videos? Probably started off quite easy. I literally did sort of used shadow play, which was recording the game footage and it was recording the webcam. So I didn't really have to do much. All I had to do was, and I wasn't editing them as such, I was literally cutting out the start, cutting out the end. I might have done a few takes on it, but effectively it was, job's a good one, do a thumbnail, bang it up. And I guess as time has gone by, I've sort of refined it, and now I've got like a separate mic, which is that's a different story, but separate mic, separate camera, and then I'm recording the actual game footage. So I've got to overlay it all. I've got to bring it all into Adobe Premiere and then cut it up and take out all the crap bits. And it is actually time consuming. It's not so much difficult. It's just a little bit time consuming, more time consuming than what it used to be. So it could take me anything up to like 5 hours, maybe longer actually, maybe more like 6. To do a game video, and it's like, oh god, it used to take me like 30 minutes. So, but you've got to do it. You've got to compete. You've got to do it. Next question: Where are you from? I am from UK, as you would guess, North Manchester, in a place called Oldham. I believe there's actually another YouTuber from this location, apparently, Syndicate Project. He actually used to go to a school that I live very close by. Next one. What is your favourite creature in Subnautica, and what's your favourite new creature in Below Zero? Favourite creature in Subnautica? Would have to be the Reaper. It's got to be just purely for the fear factor. It just looks mean and gets you and you're like, ah! Below Zero is a little bit more trickier. I know the Shadow Leviathan was effectively going to be the new Reaper. It just doesn't have that from my point of view, it just doesn't have that sort of scare factor. It is, it's like, ooh, it's a bit creepy, but yeah. So I'm going to go for Chelacerate in Below Zero. I think it's pretty cool when it sort of, you can hear it. Yeah, behind you. Yeah. Oof. Purely for the fear factor though. So next one, which game did you first play in your life and how old were you? Bold question again. How did you become a gamer? We've all know games are fun, but what inspired you to become one? Gamer, I've loved games, like I said, from literally day one, as old as you can be, to go on a console and fiddle about with it. And I can't even remember the first game that I played. But I was young. It was literally Sega Mega Drive or something of that nature. And yeah, I've always been a gamer. You know, I've literally just had every console going, PS4, you know, Xbox, all the PlayStations from PlayStation 1, all the Sega Mega Drives, all the Nintendos. And I've sort of done it all. I've sort of been brought up in that generation, I guess. And I guess in terms of what inspired me to become a gamer, there was no inspiration there. I just loved it. It's a way of you sort of escaping sometimes, you know, from real life. I don't want to sound strange, you know, I'm not depressed, nothing to do with that. I guess games are just a way of sort of getting in, but you've got to be careful. You don't want to spend too much time. But yeah, I've spent many days in the bedroom just sort of, you know, many years ago. Next one. This one is a great one. Darius, I have a couple of questions. Holy Jesus. What and where was your first video? What and when? So it would have been a couple of years ago. February 2018, is that right? Yeah, it would have been February 2018. And it was a guide on Subnautica, and I believe it was the Alien Containment System unit. That was the one it was. Where do I live? Covered. What do you play from? Specs. I typically play from a desktop PC. Pretty high specs. The specs are in the About page on my channel. Go and check them out. But other than that, play on PS4, Xbox One. Obviously, there are titles that come out on, just say, PlayStation 4, like Spider-Man, which I did play, finished it, loved it, which I couldn't get for PC. So it's, you know, obviously I sort of mix it up a little bit, but typically PC. Are you going to be doing more live streams? Absolutely, guys. You know, I don't want you to think, with the last video on the old Subnautica thing, I don't want you to think that I'm not going to be doing live streams. I am going to be doing live streams. I'm just trying to do a catch up. I want to get Subnautica finished. I want to get The Forest finished, Stranded Deep, and then I'm going to start bringing in new stuff. Obviously, there's this Grounded new video that I'm going to be doing, which I'm pretty psyched actually. But yeah, 101%. I'm buzzing off live streams. Love them. Really psyched. Does the name of the channel symbolise something? Nope, absolutely nothing. Do you have any other job other than YouTube? Are you covered? Are you going to make guides with other games like you did for Subnautica? Absolutely. Once I find a game which I'm really into. This Grounded looks pretty good. Possibly guides as well. And that's it, guys. I think that's the majority of the questions. I hope that I have answered your questions. And if I haven't, I'm really sorry if miss them off. It was that I had to go through them, filter them, and there's quite a lot of duplicates and that sort of thing. But yeah, guys, so remember, I love you all, and I massively appreciate you getting this channel to 30k. Really, really can't believe it. But that's it. Stay tuned. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.